Oh my god, I was talking that whole time and I was muted. Oh my gosh. Okay, cool. So let's go ahead and pop back in here real quick. I'm gonna re-go over the ones I was going over, and I'm just gonna give you guys a quick review. So it looks like they freaking okay. So Laser Blaze is the first one we had set up here, and the attack power got buffed, which I don't know, or the charge attack power. So down here, 1450. That's it's kind of funny that its regular attack power is less than its charge attack power. That really doesn't make sense to me. Considering you get a delay and the blade is a lot bigger, so why would it be smaller? I think that was a missed opportunity there for sure. The charge cumulative impact. I know you hit twice with the charge, but like, why are you making it smaller than its regular impact? That kind of defeats the purpose, does it not? I mean, I feel like that's another missed opportunity. I mean, yeah, granted, these two shots are bigger, and this 1450 is bigger, but like, it doesn't make sense that it charges smaller and it can do it twice. I guess maybe because it stays out longer. I don't know. I don't know the thought process behind that, but that's. I mean, it's good that they buffed it because it was smaller than the attack power to begin with, so it's a step in the right direction. Cooling, you can use it more often. That's kind of cool. That's a legit buff right there. I think that's justifiable. The VE Lance. Let's see what we got here. I'm glad they buffed the Lance again. They didn't really buff its lock-on. They changed the FCSs around, so that'll be fun to play around with. I know the close range ones got, like the Ocellus, I know that one got nerfed. I was playing this game earlier, I want to say during my lunch break today, and it was just kind of out of sorts. It was kind of ridiculous what it was doing. All right, let me open up chat in a different window because I don't have chat open right now, and I'd like to see what you guys are saying. If you guys are even out there, we're gonna pull you out. Let's drop this down. Pull this YouTube out. Open chat. Let's see if I can do that from here. Actually, I'm not seeing the option to do that. That's so weird. Open in browser. There we go. Opening up chat now. Okay, so chat is now live. All right. Thanks if you were watching me. Pull that out. There we go. Got that on that side now. We can drop this down. There we go. Cool. I'm up to date now. What a long freaking start to that stream. Holy crap. I apologize. All right, let's dig in a little bit more to what I was looking at earlier. I'm going to zoom in a little bit because I got them old eyes. It's kind of hard to read here. All right, we are on the Lance. And the Lance got an increase in charge attack power and the charge cumulative impact and the PA interference. I think the main takeaway here is probably definitely the charge attack power being up 2612. That one's 26. This one's 2381. So it's actually really close to the charge attack power on the laser slicer. So it's definitely going to be an amazing punish weapon. That is for sure. Direct hit adjustment 185. So that's not a bad punish weapon. Not at all. All right, so let's see here. Plasma thrower. Let's go ahead and move on to this little guy over here. Looks like it got a nerf on its attack power, so 1208. That's not so bad. I mean, they did nerf it in other areas like impact and cumulative impact, but if you guys were using this one to build impact, you guys were probably wrong. This was a really premier punish weapon, especially because you got the two shots. I mean, the direct hit adjustment, not that bad. So, I mean, it's actually a pretty justifiable nerf. I mean, I feel like that was kind of OP, so I'm not super offended. The Coral Oscillator. Okay, let's see what they did to this thing. Coral Oscillator, increased attack power, increase in cooling, and decrease in EN load. So they made it more usable with the EN load. They made it usable more often with the cooling increase, and they made it hit harder. That's broken. Just calling it right now. I mean, that's kind of broken. I mean, dang. Okay, yeah, so that's a weapon to look out for sure. Let's go into the Curtis linear rifle. Let's see what we got here. 142. Okay, what do we get here? Increased projectile speed. Nice. It's a linear rifle. That's definitely nice. Decreased recoil. Ooh. Ooh. 19. That is really, really low recoil. That is lower than... Dang, that is just super low. Okay. I was going to say that's lower than some of the ARs and some of the machine guns, but it's obviously not. But that still seems super low. That's super nice. So I know a few people in my friend group that are going to really like that. All right, let's see what else we got here. We did Curtis. Let's do Ludlow. We're doing the increased projectile speed on the... Okay, that's kind of nice. That's going to help with target. So that's just the Ludlow. I really love the Ludlow weapon as it was. I never really thought the increase in projectile speed was a problem, but I mean, okay, it made it more effective. So yeah, that's definitely a great weapon to look for in your builds. The Cheng Chen, this little guy, we have a projectile speed boost, decreased recoil 5. Wow, okay. I mean, yeah, they just made that more usable and more user-friendly for sure. That's a user-friendly buff for sure. Let's go ahead and take a look at the next one. We'll see it's Sujin. Decreased attack power, impact, and accumulative impact. This is actually, I know a lot of people are going to be grumpy about this one. This is justifiable. 100% justifiable. I'm sorry. If you guys really love the Etsujin, I get it. But, I mean, you loved it because it was broken. I'm going to be honest with you. You guys loved it because it was broken. So... I actually, I stagger raced a Zimmy shotgun with the Etsujin one time, and there was a few times I was able to win, and that should not happen. I mean, the Zimmy shotgun is an outstanding weapon, don't get me wrong, but like the Etsujin was right there with it. I mean, if you play right, you can definitely outstagger somebody with or used to be able to, with the Etsujin to Zimmy, and now that's not quite as possible. That's definitely justifiable. I'm not even mad at that. What I am kind of mad at is the next thing that they buffed on the list isn't the GAT, and it's not the heavy attaché. Because honestly, if you look at the freaking round sizes coming out of these two guns compared to the Etsy and the Ludlow, and the fact that they're barely... This number should be bigger. This should be at least 80. I'm sorry, it should be. It should be. 70 maybe, but it definitely needs to be bigger than 62 for the heavy machine gun, and this definitely needs to go up. I mean, I know it's got an outstanding rapid fire, but it needs to go up. It just does. It just does. I'm sorry. It does. So anyway, let's go ahead and what is the next one that they buffed or they played with? The Ducat. Okay, let's take a look. So, right off the bat, I see the impact is higher just by looking at it. Okay, what did they actually increase? Let's see here. Ducat. Alright, so increased attack power. 272. Wasn't it like 265? So that was a minor adjustment. I feel like it was like 265. So 7, that's not that bad. But the extra 15 on impact, that is huge. Because it was already big to begin with. Let's see here. Increase in accumulative impact. That's actually pretty justifiable. Yeah, I agree with that. Let's see here. Magazine rounds. 8. You get an extra shot out of her now. Okay, and total rounds. Okay, that's interesting. I think the one that really needed the extra... One second. I have to sneeze because I'm sick and it's not coming. Okay. Weird. So, let's see here. We've got the total round. I think really they needed to do that to the Coquelette. I think they could have left Ducat at 7 and they should have upped Coquelette to 8. Yeah. But overall, that's a pretty justifiable buff because it's supposed to hit hard. I disagree with the rounds being increased. Honestly, the rounds increase, that should have been to the Coquelette. Straight up. It just makes more sense. But whatever, it's From Software. They're going to do what they do. Little Gem. We decreased weight and EN load on the Little Gem. Yeah, okay. This used to be, I think, 3K. EN load, I can't remember what that was off the top of my head. I want to say it was in the 2s, so that might be significant. Overall, this is an okay little bazooka. I would kind of like it more if maybe they did something a little bit different with this and they made it where you could have maybe 3 locks with it and you could pull the trigger, and then it would run into a higher reload time. You know what I mean? So they could make it like a boom, 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 and then but it only fired semi-automatic. That would be cool for the Little Gem, because they got this little magazine here looking thing on this. Same thing with the Majestic. I'd like to see something like that, maybe with 4 rounds with the Majestic. That'd be a fun one, kind of change the way they fight a little bit. But yeah, that definitely makes this a little bit more of a viable weapon. I might actually put this on one of my builds. I don't think I've got this weapon on any builds, to be honest with you. It's a decent weapon, but normally when I compare it to the Majestic just wins. And it looks like that's kind of still standing. I don't know, maybe not. If you want speed and a bazooka, this is probably the way to go. Now that I'm looking at it, this little guy I think needed to be a weight reduction. The Zhuin GE. I think if any of the bazookas needed a weight reduction, it was this guy. He definitely needed to be looked at. But I digress. I'm gonna let From Software be From Software. All right, what else we got here? Little Gem, detonating bazooka, the Javelin Alpha, decreased weight. Oh boy, I'm excited to hear that. I love the Javelin Alpha. Yeah, it used to be in the 6,000s. Now it's a hair under 6. That's awesome. The Javelin Alpha, I use that in a lot of builds. This is actually one of my favorite bazookas. I love the detonating bazooka. So that made it more usable, more lethal. That's kind of cool. I like that. The Dizzy. Oh boy, grenade launcher. Let's see what we got here. The Dizzy. What'd they do to the Dizzy? Let's see what we got here. The Dizzy decreased reload time and weight. So it's a buff. So they decreased the weight of the Dizzy. That's nice. It's a buff. And they decreased the reload time. So that's also a buff. That's awesome. That's good that made it more user-friendly. That's good. Let's go ahead and run to the Iridium, which is next. Right beneath that. Let's see what they did to the Iridium. Now, the Iridium used to be a pretty decent little grenade launcher. Let's see what they did. Decreased reload time. 3.8. 3.8 reload time. That's actually huge. That's actually pretty big. I think this used to be in the 4s. I want to say this used to be 4.2 or 4.3 or something like that. Now it actually outpaces the bazookas. Almost all the bazookas. It outpaces them, except for this one. That's actually pretty huge. So that's cool. With this weight and this reload time and this blast radius, that's actually pretty big, guys. That's something to look out for. That might be fun to put on a build. That's good. The Therapist, increased reload time. Justifiable. I run the Therapist. This is a justifiable increase. The reload time on this was actually kind of broken. It doesn't break any of my builds by any stretch of the words. I think I only equipped the Therapist on one build. I haven't featured it yet on Core Concepts, but that's actually pretty legit. That is legit. Okay. So that was something that did need to happen. Having a nice fast reload time on this was nice, but an increase in reload time on this was actually pretty justifiable. That was actually a good call on From Software, so there we go. What else we got? Bad Cook, decreased weight. Ha! Okay. Yeah, they just made that a little bit more viable, so you start lighting people up. That's fair. Yeah, I'm all for that. What's next? What's next on the agenda? We got the laser rifle, the 66 LR. This guy. What'd you guys do to this guy? Increased attack power, increased impact, and increase in accumulative impact. All 3 of these stats better. Okay. Now we're getting somewhere. So I'm kind of I'm kind of like at an impasse, to be honest with you, when it comes to laser weapons on Armored Core. So they're still broken. Like, I don't feel like their servers can really keep up with what's happening on the battlefield. So I think if you run a bunch of laser rifles and laser cannons, you're pretty much just going in with a broken build because it just can't keep up. It'll register hits that never really happened. Like, I can't tell you how many times I've dodged and I don't even see the laser on my screen. Like, the laser completely bypasses my AC, and then all of a sudden my AP goes down, my stagger goes up. They're broken. So I think what they need to do instead of buffing lasers is they just need to fix their targeting, honestly, and that would make me happy. But I digress. Sure, this makes it a lot more fun to use, and I mean, heat buildup is 160 on this. That's not too high, so I don't know if the attack power increase was justifiable, but okay, sure, why not? Why not? What else we got here? 66 LS, the one that's right below it, I think. Nope, it's the LS. This one, the laser shotgun. What'd they do to the laser shotgun? I actually use this in a couple of my builds. So they did a lot to it. Increased charge, accumulative impact, and cooling. They increased cooling. They increased the projectile speed. That's huge. Decreased the charge time. Increased speed at which charge gauge empty. Whoa, wow. Okay, that's a lot to process on this one gun. Okay, so I like that they increased the accumulative impact. That's nice because it's a shotgun. It should build stagger pretty well. But it was just the charge accumulative impact. So just when it goes into its little beam firing mode. So not that. That's not where they increased it. They increased it here. Okay. That's I mean, all right. I really normally use this as a punish weapon. But I guess that opens up different opportunities. I like that they increased the speed and they decreased the charge time. That's pretty awesome. That's pretty awesome. So I like that they increased the projectile speed and the charge time. That's a legit buff. Cumulative impact and charge, that's negligible, honestly. Don't really care. Cooling, that's dope, because when it's out of commission, that sucks. Yeah, alright. Overall, pretty nice little buff on that weapon. What else we got here? The laser handgun, the VP66LH. This little guy. Boop. Alright, we've got... Okay. So we're looking at an increased speed at which the charge gauge empties on. All right, so the charge gauge empties on. That's really weird terminology, and I'm not entirely sure what they're talking about. Increase. I don't really see a difference. If you guys are watching, please tell me what changed. I don't really know what changed here. So does it shoot its charge faster now than it did? That's kind of what it looks like. There's the 6 shot. Okay. Well, I mean, maybe that's what it is, and if so, that's a decent buff. It leaves you hanging less, I guess you could say. Sure, that's good. Oh, sorry about the sniffle. I'm going to move on. Let's see here. What else we got here? Plasma rifle. This guy. The only plasma rifle in the game. That is upsetting. I guess it's not the only one. The Nebula is a plasma rifle. Let's be honest. If I use the Nebula, though, I normally run the Redshift. But okay. So the other plasma rifle in the game, I should say. All right. Sorry, I just had to cough there for a second. What did you do here? Increase projectile speed. Straight up, I'm all for it. Plasma, way too slow in the game. I'm down. Thank you. Thank you, From Software. Holy crap. Next one. We are looking at the Coral Rifle. No way. No way. What'd you guys do to the WLT? Okay, let's see here. increased attack heat buildup, and increased projectile speed. Interesting. So you're going to hit more shots with this because of an increase in projectile speed. That's kind of cool. That's legit. Attack heat buildup. So it's increased to 180. Oh, that's not so bad. I think it used to be like 160. Something like that. So I don't think that's a very bad nerf. So yeah, I'm going to just say I'm fine with that. I'm totally fine with that. Yeah, it kind of makes sense, I guess. I like that they increase the projectile speed. That's nice. Multi-energy rival. Oh yeah, the Karasawa. If you guys don't get that reference, you need to play some of the older Armored Cores. Anyway, the Karasawa. Let's see what we got here. Increased impact. Increased cumulative impact, increased attack heat buildup, increased cooling. Increased cooling when overheated. Okay. So they made it more viable to use. They increased the impact. Just the regular impact or the charge impact? Or all of them? Impact 144. They didn't increase it by much. I'm telling you, they did not increase it by much. 144. So that's where it can just like spray though. Like it's super fast. Okay, well, so let's see here. Like so it's this where they increase the projectile. Oh wait, they didn't increase the projectile speed. They increase the impact. So that's kind of cool of the standard shot. So that's kind of cool. And then full charge, increased cooling when overheated. Okay, cool. So there's full charge. Let them go. Yeah, it looks like it was still overheated in the animation. I'm going to have to actually test this. Legit, I'm going to have to test this. All right, so they made it a little more viable. That's fair. All right, what else we got on the next? Let's see here. Pulse Shield. VP61. Pulse Shield, huh? So left back unit. The VP61PS, this little guy right here. All right, so what did they do to you? Decrease deploy heat buildup. Okay, so you made it more spammable. That's kind of cool. That's kind of cool. Straight up, they made it more spammable. IG duration is only 0.6, so that's awesome. I'm glad they made it more spammable. That's what it's for, spamming. So I'm down with that. I don't mind it. It wasn't as spammable as I would have liked it to be with an IG duration of 0.6. But I mean, it's not like, yeah, because look here, 0.2. And this one's at 205. So 0.2, we're looking at, what, 70 heat buildup to IG duration? That is completely not what 0.6 is. So it was already pretty good if you compare it to this little guy right here. If that's what you were comparing, because this one has a good deployment heat buildup. This one's super spammable. So I mean, I'm kind of down with them doing that. I mean, it kind of makes sense, but at the same time, it doesn't make sense. I'm fine with it. I guess what I'm trying to say is I'm fine with it. Sure, why not? All right, what else we got here? Let's go ahead and check out the next one. We've got I lost track of where it was on the site here. I am right here. So the buckler. What'd they do to the buckler? We have an increased IG duration. Ooh, okay. Buckler. That's the buckler. We have an increased IG duration. Oh, this is the 61. Okay, I'm silly. This is the 61. Let's go look at that. Yeah, this is this one. Okay. Wrong buckler, Josh. Okay, let's see what we got here. So the VP61 PB, let's see here. Pulse buckler, let's see here. Increased IG duration, decreased deploy heat. Okay, nice. So they made this one a lot more spammable too. That's awesome. IG duration on 0.4. That's wonderful. Okay. I think it used to be like 0.3, did it not? Was this the one that used to be 0.3? Am I on crack? I think it might have been point 0.3. So they increased that. That's kind of cool. That's kind of big. I actually fought somebody in ranked one time that used this, and he used it really, really well. He was running a lightweight RJ, and he just destroyed my build. And he was running this even at point 0.3, and he was really good with it. So point 0.4 is going to make it just out freaking standing. Yeah, that's kind of cool. That's kind of big. I mean, I know it's only a tenth of a second, but that's still big when you're talking about 96 damage mitigation and 95 impact dampening. That's huge. So that's kind of cool. Yeah, I'm down with that change. That's nice. That's a legit buff. All right, what else we got here? We've got the SI. Okay, so we got this one. Yeah, this one right here. The one I was like, oh, pulse buckler. This one wasn't at all what I was talking about. So increased. No, this is the Sutton. Okay, so decreased deployment heat buildup. Fair. Okay, fair. I'm all for it. As long as shields can be out longer and be deployed more spammably, I'm fine with it. I think shields are kind of underutilized, and I think this will encourage people to use them more. Unless you're running a Zim shield, then I hate you, because Zim shields, it's the worst build to fight against. You guys are hiding, all hidey. That's fine. You can fight me. That's fine. You'll beat me if you're using your Zim shield combo, because I can't stand that combo. But yeah, that's legit. I'm down with it. All right, what else we got to go here? The Xiaowei Gatling Cannon got an increased attack, heat buildup, decreased recoil. Okay. Let's see what we got here. I passed it. I'm dumb. Boom, right there. The Xiaowei. So we have a... I'm sorry, as I scroll on one screen, it scrolls on the other screen too. It's super freaking weird. So I'm having a lot of trouble keeping track of where I'm at right now. This is kind of nuts. So let's see what we got here. I know it says Xiaowei somewhere in here. We're pretty far down, I know that. Oh my gosh, what is going on here? I don't see it anymore. Am I on crack? Oh, there it is. Oh my gosh, okay. Am I on crack? Sometimes I question it. Sometimes I question whether or not I'm on crack or not. All right, so here we go. The Xiaowei says increased attack heat buildup, decreased recoil. So they made it more accurate, but they nerfed it so the attack heat buildup goes up fast. I think it was at like a 35 before. You guys could probably check me on that. But, I mean, okay. I don't know if I agree with that. So here's the thing about GATS, and I hope someone at From Software sees this one day. You guys have it all wrong when it comes to GATS. GATS, originally, they have multiple barrels for a reason. It's so heat doesn't affect them. So the barrel heat doesn't affect them. So the fact that you guys are putting heat buildup on GATS is ridiculous. Put a heat buildup on a Ludlow. Just make it to where it doesn't have to reload, but it has heat. You know, put it on an Etsujin. Put it on a freaking Cheng Chen. Do that. But if it has multiple barrels, it's designed to not have heat buildup. And you guys are, that's the only machine guns in this game that have heat buildup. It doesn't make any sense. You guys are backwards. Stop being backwards. Moving on. The morally spread bazooka. Increased attack power, decreased projectile speed. Fine. I mean, bazookas inherently had a trash projectile speed. So to make it trashier, I disagree. Attack power, yeah, sure. I think what they should do is they should make the attack power 1410 times 5, or maybe lower it and do times 5, because it's multiple shells. So is it 1410? So I'd say, I honestly, I'd have to ask that question. I don't really have the expertise in this game to really know the answer to that. Is it 1410 per shell, or is it 1410 just, between the shells? That's something that I'd like to know. But a decreased projectile speed is awful. I don't think they should touch on... I think what they need to do is they need to add projectile speed in here so you can see it, what it is. They did that in the older games and they didn't do it in this one, and it's so frustrating. And I know why they did that. They did that to deter, or they did that to engage a newer audience. So with less statistics on the screen, less stuff they have to know, but really they still have to know it. So the fact that your guys are hiding it is kind of sus. Anyway, moving on. Let's see. We got the next one on the agenda is the split missile, the SPL-12. I know I run this. Oh no, I know I run this. Okay, what'd you guys do? Attack power looks the same. Impact looks about the same. These stats look about the same. What'd you guys change? Decreased homing lock time. Okay, sure. Awesome. You made my builds more effective. I'm not mad at that. I don't remember what the homing lock time was. I want to say it was like 1.5. Something like that. 1.4, 1.6. So yeah, that's cool. I mean, it's still got a trash reload. So yeah, that's totally awesome that you guys changed the homing lock time. Okay, cool. I'm fine with it. Makes sense to me. The SPL-08's also got a buff. I want to say buff. Let's see here. The 08's decreased homing lock time again. 0.8. I think it was 1. So yeah. Okay, cool. I'm down. Why not? Let's see. What else we got over here? Oh, I see. When I scroll up and down, I see what happens. So when I scroll up and down on the website, it scrolls up and down the game. But then when I'm in the game, scrolling up and down, the website doesn't move. That's why it messed me up. I thought they were in sync with each other. I thought that's why I was messed up. All right, so next on the agenda, it looks like we're looking at the SPL-16's decreased home lock time again. 1.4. I mean, they've still got a garbage reload time, so thanks, I guess. I mean, sure, it's kind of a moot point to change it on these three, but yeah, thanks, I guess. Whatever. Home lock time on these used to be 1.6. I'm fairly certain of it. So they decreased it by 0.2 on each of them, I think. Sure. Thanks, From Software. I get that wasn't the rebalance that needed to happen when it comes to weapons, but thanks, I guess. Duo O2s. Decreased lock time. Decreased reload time. Are you serious? They already had the fastest reload time of any missile in the game, and you decreased it again. Okay, so they made that even more spammable than it was, which is kind of nuts. The Duo O3's decreased reload time on those, that's justifiable. 100% justifiable. I'm down with that. Because it doesn't make sense that to load 2 more missiles than here. You guys were at like 3.8 or something like that. This is justifiable. I'm down with it. I like it. Good call. Active homing missile Act 01. So this little guy. Yeah. What'd you do? Decreased homing lock time. Okay. Weight. Decreased weight. Okay. You made it a little more user-friendly. One thing I don't like about these missiles is how they deploy. So they shoot out and they do like this little pause before they start actually locking on. And if the enemy has already gotten like out of, how do I say this, out of lock range or out of a certain window, they completely just fly straight and go into the ground. It's atrocious. They should be homing as soon as they come out. I'm sorry, that is what needs to get fixed. That is exactly what needs to get fixed with these and these. Like, And the Coral Missile. I noticed the Coral Missiles kind of do that, but not as bad. So, like, at close range, these Pursuit Missiles are absolutely garbage. You got to be at least mid-range. That's what needed to be fixed on these, and I'm kind of upset that they didn't. But whatever, it doesn't matter. From Software is a Japanese company, and I'm an American dude. They don't care about me, and I'm fine with it. That's fine. Sure, why not? You do you, boo. You do you. Let's see here. Head, Basho. Moving on to frame now. Basho head. Let's see what we got. What'd you guys do to the Basho head? Increased attitude stability. Okay, yeah, justifiable. It's a big, heavy head. It should be stable. That makes sense. System recovery. Okay. Scan distance. Also okay. I'm fine with all of those. This one definitely needed an attitude increase of stability because, yeah, it was trash. And it's just massively heavy head. 4,600 pounds. I mean, that's what? The heaviest head in the game? Yeah. Heaviest head in the game, and its stability was garbage. Like, that doesn't make sense. Weight kind of should go along with stability, in my opinion. But I digress. I guess they're talking about the internal structures. Air quotes were in the air on that one. Yeah, why not? Okay. Melander HD 011. I think that's this guy. Yeah. Okay. Increase to AP. 1010. It used to be like 900, didn't it? Like 990? Something like that? That's cool. System recovery? Okay. Used to be about, I want to say it was like 120? 122? I don't know if that's a big increase or not. I can't remember what the old stat was off the top of my head. But okay. I see you. Let's see here. What else we got? Scan distance. Not really. I'm not really affected by scan distance. 380, that seems pretty good. So mid-range-ish. I'm okay. I'm fine with that. The C3 got an increase to AP and system recovery. AP. So I feel like that's much bigger than it used to be. I'm sure there's a joke in what I just said somewhere, but I can't identify where. You're just gonna have to use your imagination. 10 that is it. I can't remember what the AP used to be on this head. One thing I don't like is that the C3 has a higher AP than the Melander. I don't know if it's always been that way, but I don't like it. I feel like this is up really high, this AP. I mean, I'm okay with it, but I feel like it was up really high. So I heard from my friend group that they increase the stability on all heads, but that is not true from what I'm seeing. They increased it on some, or most, it looks like, but not all. So there's an increase in AP and system recovery. 115. Okay. Yeah, I think it used to be like 112, 110. I can't remember. But okay, yeah, sure, I'm down with that. What else we got here? We've got the the Tian Quang? The Tian Quang? This little guy? They did something to it? What'd they do? Tian Quang increased AP. Oh, okay. By what? 20? I mean, honestly, whatever. Attitude stability to six. It's still trash. Okay, still garbage. It is nice though, because one thing to consider when you're looking at a head part is the EN load to stability ratio. So increasing this makes that ratio better. Also, the weight is a factor to consider. And this one's pretty lightweight, 1230. I think it's the second heaviest in the game. Or second lightest. I apologize. I misspoke. Yeah, underneath the Lammergeier. Yeah, that makes sense. So still, that holds true. That's good. Less stuff for me to have to learn again. What else we got here? VP44S. This little guy. I actually really like this head. I really like this head part in the game. So I'm actually kind of glad it got a little love and attention. So let's see what they did to it. Increased attitude stability, 432. Nice. I think it used to be, I want to say it used to be like 414. Or was that this guy I'm thinking of? No, this guy used to be like 440, I think. So I think this used to be 414. So yeah, that's kind of awesome. 432, that's awesome. So, and then system recovery also went up, 136. Nice. Nice. I'm not mad at that at all. Justifiable. What else we got? That was the 44S. The next one is the Quasar. Oh, they touched the Quasar. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. What'd they do? Increased AP. Okay. I think it used to be like... Didn't it used to be like 440? Okay. Increased to AP. Nothing really. It's still the second highest stability in the game, it looks like. So that's fine. Maybe it's still the second highest. Below the Mind Beta. And then just below that, this one. Yeah, this didn't change at all. So this one didn't get any kind of buffs or nerfs. So yeah, okay, sure. Why not? I have seen a lot of people that equip this head and then they look at this head because it's only a 2 stability difference. And then the defenses are up better on this one. So I mean, it's also got a less EN load. So, I mean, I'd still take the VP44D over the Quasar if I could. But weight's definitely significant between the two. Definitely a factor to keep in mind. Anyway, that was the VP. Oh, no, that was Quasar. Did it skip? I skipped the Noctra Hire. I'm a silly goose. All right, so the Noctra Hire 44E, I got to double back a little bit. Increased attitude stability. Yeah, it kind of needed that. I was actually looking at the Noctra Hire for a build yesterday, and I didn't choose it because of the attitude stability. So that's nice. What else did it get? System recovery and scan distance. Scan distance 420. Nice. Okay, nice. What else we got here? System recovery went to 107. Wasn't it like 105 before? I mean, okay. I mean, whatever. It's an increase. It makes it more user-friendly. That's kind of nice. I'm going to skip over the Quasar because I already did it. What's next? Lammergeier. Increased attitude stability. I mean, increased what? By 5? I'm... Okay. It's not going to really be that noticeable, but okay. That's a baby buff. What else we got here? Scan distance. So another thing that... I mean, okay. Fair enough. If you like using scan, or use scan a lot, I know a lot of the S ranks and A ranks use it. The B ranks, they do, but yeah, sure. Scan distance being increased, that's kind of good. So, yep. All right, fair enough. Next on the list is the VE44A. This guy, I actually don't use this head part a lot, and I should because it's got good defenses and it's got good AP, but let's see what they did to it. Maybe what they did to it will make me use it more. Let's see here. The 44A. 44A is looking like an increased attitude stability. Okay, that's justifiable because it is, I don't want to say a heavy part, but a heavier part. I don't know. That's mid-tier. But I mean, the stability is also mid-tier. So, okay. Yeah, I justify that. That's justifiable. What else we got here? Let's see. We've got system recovery, 138. I think it used to be like 130 or 128. So yeah, that's actually kind of huge. Okay, I don't know if it's enough to make me use this part more, but it's pretty big. So that's kind of cool. I really would have liked to see the weight on this one go down as well. Maybe I'm being too picky, but I would have liked to see it go down as well. Anyway, moving on. 44B. Boom. Let's see what we got here. Increased attitude stability. 450. Oh, that made me pause. I think it used to be like... I can't remember what it used to be. I thought it was like 440 something. Like 445, 446, 442. But, I mean, cool. I mean, I don't use... This is another part I don't use very often. I've seen it a lot in with higher ranking players using it. Yeah, it's it's good. It's great energy defense, great AP. So yeah, justifiable. Kind of on the fat side for how small it is. I'm just saying, just weight wise, kind of. EN loads definitely high. I would have liked to see one of these numbers change, like lower, and then this staying the same would be justifiable. But yeah, okay, whatever. It is what it is. I don't know why I left. I need to go back in. There we go. What else we got? What's next? The Finder Eye, the one you start out with. So for people just entering the game, let's see if you got buffed or nerfed. Let's see. Finder Eye, increased attitude stability, decreased EN load. Okay, I always thought that the EN load on this should be lower because of these attributes. So I'm actually kind of glad they did that. That's definitely going to help new players in the game because it's the first head you start out with. So that's kind of cool. The Shade Eye. Ooh, I like this head part. This is probably one of my favorite head parts in the entire game. I'm glad to see it got a buff. So let's see here. It's got a really stylish animation. Oh, I love the animation on this. So attitude stability. I actually use this a lot in my build. So this is buffing my builds, and that's always good news for me, right? So let's see here. Increased attitude stability. I see you. And an increase in system recovery by 5. I think it used to be like 122, something like that. So yeah, okay. I'm all for it. Thank you. Thank you, From Software. The Wrecker. Boom, this guy. They did a stability increase and system recovery. Oh, I forgot to mention that the Shade Eye back here actually got decreased EN load too. Oh, okay. Never mind. That's the Finder Eye. I looked up real quick. Okay, I'm wrong. Nope. That would have been cool. But it's pretty low to begin with. So I'm not mad. Anyway, back to the Wrecker. I digress. I messed up. I'm sorry. Let's see here. Wrecker. Boom. Increased attitude stability. I see you. It wasn't by much, though. I think it used to be like 370. Maybe 368. I can't remember now off the top of my head. System recovery definitely needed to get buffed. It's still only 93, which is kind of trash, but whatever. Scan distance. Yeah, sure. Why not? Buff that. I don't care. I don't use it enough. I don't really play PvP a lot, unfortunately. Call me weak if you want in the comments, but I normally, if I play PvP, it's with friends. Because I can't stand From Software servers. I can't stand it when people beat me with broken builds and they think they're good. I just can't. Like, you didn't beat me. The latency between my system and From Software servers beat me. I'm sorry. Play me locally. LAN on me. LAN with me, and we'll see what happens. Then you can have a legit win. I'm just saying. Anyway, moving on. Off that soapbox, let's see here. The Appetizer got a AP buff. Okay, 950. I see you. I think it used to be like 920. 930, something like that. So that's cool. 950, that's nice. A attitude stability buff. 418. Yes. I think this used to be in the 3s. This used to be like 390, something like that. Like, be in the 4s. Yeah, that's justifiable. Especially with these stats. Well, I guess these stats aren't bad. Did it get a weight decrease as well? Because I remember this for some reason being heavier in my mind. Did you? The Appetizer system? No, it didn't. I remember this weighing like 3,300 pounds in my head for some reason. Maybe I'm stuck on a different statistic, but for some reason I remember it being heavier. Okay, fair enough. Nice. What else we got here? Scan distance also... No. System recovery. 90. It's still garbage. This needs to be at least 100. I'm sorry. It needs to be at least 100 for me to even look at a head part. All right. Well, anyway. Sorry, I had to mute my mic there. I didn't let out a cough. All this talking. What do we got here? Firmeza. The Firmeza head. Another head part I do not use very often. One, because in the description, it was like, in keeping with Elcano's roots, producing forging steel, this model exhibits craftsman-like flair, being light while providing a reliable defense. To me, it's trying to tell me that this head part is pretty when it says craftsman-like flair. I know that's not what they're alluding to, but in my mind, it makes it out like it's a pretty head part, and it's not. This is a pretty head part. The Alba is a pretty head part. I mean, the Mind Alpha, I think, is prettier than the freaking Vermisa. Anyway, whatever. Let's see what we got here. Statistically speaking, Vermisa increased AP, justifiable. Increase attitude stability, justifiable. System recovery, I think it used to be like 102. I could be wrong. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I feel like it was like 98, maybe. But yeah, justifiable, definitely needed. I like it. I like to see it. What else we got? Scan distance increase. I'm assuming decreased weight. That justifiable on that. Okay, cool. I'm not mad at those buffs at all. I like that, actually. I might actually start using this head part now. Let's see here. Alba, speaking of which. Attitude stability, cool. Like it, like to see it. System recovery, I love to see it. Both of those, love to see it. I like seeing lighter weight parts with just amazing system recovery, because to me that just makes sense. It just does. Like, I'm sorry, it does. What else we got here? Mind Alpha, boom. Mind Alpha, another buff, increased attitude stability, cool. Scan distance, cool. So one thing I am kind of worried about is they're making all the head parts. I haven't seen a single debuff or nerf instability yet when it comes to head parts. So we're going to run into kind of a Incredibles conundrum. Incredibles 1 conundrum. Where, yeah, it's kind of like Syndrome says. If everyone is super, then nobody is super. So I don't know if targeting all of them for an increase in stability was a good idea. I think what they should have done is they should have went through and seen which head parts were used the least and then buffed those a little bit. But I kind of feel like they're just, if everybody's super, no one's super here. Like everybody's there's a lot of attitude stability increases here, and that kind of worries me when it comes to PvP. So it opens up more parts to be used, but at the same time, it doesn't, because, it makes stability less of a factor, I guess is what you could say. But whatever, what do I know? I've just been playing this game for like over 20 years. Let's see here. What's up next? The Mind Alpha did that. The HAL 826. So they completely were not touching the Mind Beta and not touching the F Mirror, which is cool. I don't mind that, because I think these guys are actually very well set. I do kind of wish they did buff the AP on the Mind Beta a little bit. And if they didn't touch that, then they would have made the system recovery at least 100. I did say earlier that it's got to be at least 100 for me to even look at it as a head part, but that's not true, because the Mind Beta I use all the time, simply because this 536 makes up for it, in my opinion. So, anyway. So they skipped the F Mirror and they went straight to the HAL 826. What'd they do? Increased AP, justifiable for the weight. For sure, justifiable for the weight. No, I'm sorry. I read that wrong. I read the Mind Alpha. Ooh, I was going to say this AP looks exactly the same. All right, so really, they just increased attitude stability, 470. Okay. I still feel like this AP needs to go up from here. This is a lot of weight. Actually, let me look at something. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe my opinion is wrong. 3760 at 930. Maybe I am wrong. It's close. I don't think my opinion's wrong, but I don't think it's strong, I guess you could say. Whatever. All right, hopefully we're moving on to the core parts now. Looks like it says core. Yep. So we're going to lock in here. Basho is the first one. It's got increased... Excuse me? Okay. Whew. I read that wrong. Increased AP, justifiable. She's kind of fat, so an increase in AP makes a lot of sense. Increased attitude stability. Oh, she's in the 5s now. Ooh. Okay. That's cool. That's cool. Because, like, there were only 2 in the game earlier where stability was in the 5s. And now there's a 3rd. So that is cool to see. Like to see it. What else did you get buffed? Let's see. Decreased weight? Yeah, not by much though. It's just be like 16. What is it, like 16,300? So by 200 pounds? I mean, come on. Meh. Okay. Let's see. Where am I at? Core, Basho. Generator output adjust. 85. Okay. All right. Probably used to be like 84 or something. There's like, oh yeah, we'll buff it. 85. It's still awful, by the way, but all right. Moving on. What, you guys didn't want to buff the jailbreak? Are you kidding me? Oh, could have made that joke last time, but I didn't. I failed. I failed as a core pilot. I forgot the word Raven there for a second. Wow. Maybe this cold medicine's fogging up my brain. I don't know. Let's move on. Next one. Melander. Boom. Melander. Increased AP. I do not think that was justifiable. It already had a good AP for the weight. So unless you nerf something else, increased attitude stability, sure. Generator output adjust. 105. Has it not always been 105? I could have swore it's always been 105. Weird. Okay. All right, moving on. Melander C3. I don't know how I feel about that. I don't think this should have had an AP boost. I really don't. But I think if anything, they should have boosted the EN defense and kept the AP the same. Because we got 2 in the 4. It'd been nice to see this at like 390, maybe 395. That'd have been sick. But the AP boost, I don't think that's really justified. I kind of remember this being like, in my brain, my brain is saying like 34, like mid 34s for AP. And if that's true, that's a huge increase. I don't really feel, I mean, it's 15,000 kilos. So, I don't understand why. Because this thing is 16 and at 38. So, you mean to tell me this thing is, what, 800, 900 pounds heavier and all it gets is 160 AP over it? And this got a buff. This one got a buff on, yeah, increased AP. So, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that, honestly. Melander C3. Let's go. Let's move on. Increased AP. Yeah, sure. I think it used to be like 28 something. Did they decrease the weight on this? I feel like they did. Yeah, they decreased the weight on this as well. Because I looked down at 13,000. I'm like, that used to be 15 or 14, low 14s. Yeah, that's actually kind of cool. That makes this move from a medium, like a solid medium core to like a light core. Honestly, that is honestly huge. And from memory, it looks like the booster efficiency adjust got better. Yeah, I am correct. This is now probably one of the most solid cores in the game. Holy crap. Okay. Interesting. Okay. So, what else we got here? This is actually, I'm going to stay on this one for a little while. So we've got, I'm going to go over them one by one. Increased AP, sure. Nice. Like it. I think it was like, I want to say it was like 2850 or 2950 before. I could be wrong. And then we got an increase in, no increase in stability like the others. Okay. Booster efficiency adjust. Yep, that's definitely changed because I think it used to be like, I want to say like 105, 102. Can't remember. So 107, nice. That's cool. Generator supply adjust. Increased. I don't think so. Oh, supply adjust. Yes. Okay. Yeah, supply. I was an output adjust. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, that's an increase there too. Okay. Decreased weight. That is insane. That I'm gonna throw this core on a couple of my builds and see what happens because that is actually big. Okay, cool. That's good to know. What's next? The Tian Quang? Sweet. Tian Quang, what'd you guys do? You nerfed it. Why? Ugh! Why did you nerf the Tian Quang? Why? Decreased generator supply adjust. Actually, I'm not even mad. Because they didn't touch the generator output adjust, which is one of the reasons why I really liked it. So they just nerfed, let me read this one more time to be sure. Decreased generator supply adjust. I think this used to be like 75. Okay. I'm not as mad as I was. I was pretty upset, but that's not so bad. All right, the 40S. This is actually one of my favorite cores. It was. Let's see if it still holds true. It looks from these statistics like that still holds true because these are also very well balanced again. Wow, they're balancing the cores a little bit better. The middleweight ones anyway. Let's see what happens when we get to the lightweights and the... Okay. Wow. Okay, cool. So... Alright, so we're going to do core. I keep getting the arms because they're very similar named. So I keep looking for like the actual name on the thing. Okay. BDO. Nope, we're on VP40. Increased generator output adjust. Yes, I see this. I think this used to be 105. I think this might be the generator output adjust I was thinking of earlier. So yeah, that's dope. That's dope. I mean... It was a good, well-balanced core to begin with, and now it's just a better core overall. So that's kind of good. I like it. Moving on to the Fermiza core. Yes, that is next on the agenda. I still see that it's got its amazing booster efficiency. So what did you guys change here? Increased AP. That's going to be huge for a friend of mine. His build exclusively runs Noctra higher arms and core, so he's going to love that. What else we got? And an increase in generator output adjust. 90. That did used to be smaller. I think that used to be in the 80s. So, yeah. Okay. That's actually pretty huge. So, that makes that even more of a viable lightweight core. So, that's awesome. What else we got here? The Melander arm. Moving into the arms. Nothing else got a buff or boost or change or anything for cores. They stopped at the 40S. Oh, they stopped at the Fermiza. My bad. Moving into the arms. All right, cool. Let's see what we got here. From the top, at the Bashos, let's see. No, the Bashos did not get touched. The first arm to get touched is the Melander. Bam. So, what did you do to the Melanders? Increased melee specialization. I see that. Holy crap. Cool. Cool. Nice. I've actually always thought they needed to adjust a lot of the melee specializations and a lot of the arms, so I'm glad to see it. C3, increased melee specialization. Yes. Yes, this used to be 108, 105, something like that. So 110, that's good to see. I'm glad to see it. The Bashos still did remain the same at 158. Good. I wanted to make sure that was correct. Ugh, what else we got? The Tien Lao. I think it's these ones. No, those are the Quangs. There's the Laos. Okay, so the Tien Quangs, not touched. The Tien Laos, let's see what they did. Increased melee specialization, although you can't see it because it's only 81, which is trash. Decreased AP and firearm specialization. Why? Why? I mean, why? I mean, they're 26,000 pounds. Why are you decreasing the AP? What? Why? I don't understand. Whatever. Moving on. I'm upset now. Firearm specialization on these arms weren't good to begin with, so them nerfing that is really whatever to me. But it seems like every heavy arm now, boom and boom, those are like the heaviest arms in the game, unless you want to count these guys and these guys. But I mean, these aren't nearly as heavy as these two or three. I'm sorry, because you got to count this guy too. I mean, why? I don't understand why they did that. I honestly do not understand why they did that. I really wish they would have left the AP alone. I think they used to be like $29.90, but still, I mean, it's not that big of a hit, but still, like, it doesn't make sense to have these arms weigh more than almost all the cores in the game. No, these arms do weigh more than all the cores in the game. 21. I might have misspoke. Let's see here. Where's this one? Yeah, they do. This is the heaviest core in the game. 23,000 kilos. And you want to tell me, and this core is at 38. Almost 39 AP. 3,900. And you mean to tell me these weigh more and they have that much less? 1,000 less AP? Come on. No. I mean, I don't really mind them messing up the firearm stat, whatever. But the AP, it's just not justified. I want it changed from software. You answer this streamer who has no viewers, and you make my wishes come true. Oh, whatever. Moving on. I gotta stop. I gotta stop with these. Okay, so. All right, what are we doing? What's next? Those aren't next. Come on. Okay, the VP46Ss. These are the next ones here. These ones, what do you know? What did you guys do? I think they increased melee specialization, because I haven't seen that before. That's awesome. A lot of arms needed that. Yeah, that's exactly what they did. That's all they did. Increased melee. That's fine. I love to see it. Thank you. 46 deltas. Let's move on to these ones. Oh, another increase in melee specialization, I think. Let's see here. Yep, that's exactly what they did. Thank you, From Software. Thank you. Glorious. Did they mess with the Noctra hires? No, they did not. I can tell just by looking at them. Yeah, Noctra hires not on the list. Next arms on the list are the Wrecker arms, actually. So all these get skipped. And we move to here. What did you do? Increased melee specialization. Okay. From what, 70? Like, all right, whatever. This is one of those sets of arms where I'm like, I've used these arms on one build, and I used them on that build because that build was specifically designed for me to use parts that I'd never use. So, yeah. And let me tell you, this melee specialization is not changing my mind. So that's just going to stay on the back burner, I suppose. Next arms on the list are the AS5000 Salads. What did you do? Oh, melee specialization, definitely. Yep, increased melee specialization. 131. Cool. I really honestly think they used to be like 129, so it's not that big of a buff, I don't think. But this is another arm I don't really use that often. Although looking at them at a quick glance, I should. The only thing I don't like about them is their weight. They're kind of chunky. Yeah, again, here we go with the arms. 20,000, almost 21,000 kilograms, 2,600 AP. Little more than 21,000 kilograms, 4,000 plus AP. Come on. From Software. Anyway, moving on. Salads. Fermizas are the next ones. These guys. What did you do? I don't think... No, you did do melee. No, I don't think you did. Let's see here. Arms. They did. They increased melee specialization. Couldn't have been by much, though. Couldn't have been by much. I want to say these were like 116? 117? 116. I think these were 116. No, that's because that's what these used to be. Huh. That's cool. I think all the arms needed a buff on melee specialization. I really love melee in this game. It's a lot of fun, so I think that should be a highlight. Alba, melee specialization. Yeah, it needed it because that was its lowest one to begin with. So I'm fine with that. Let's see here. Are we moving on to legs? No, the Mind Alpha arms are next. Increased melee specialization, 88. Okay. Alright. I mean, that's not why I don't normally equip melee weapons when I use the Mind Alphas, but that's good to know, I guess. F-Miras did not get touched. They are still the same glorious, well-balanced F-Miras. The Howls? Yeah, the Howls did get touched. The 826s. Increased melee spec. 114. Cool. Glad to see it. I would actually like to see these in the 120s. Honestly, I would like to see like 121, 123, 125. That'd be kind of cool. Because the Howls are supremely well balanced. I'd like to see a buff on kinetic defense on these. Maybe a little more AP. This EN load is pretty big. I wouldn't mind seeing it higher. Just give me really well-balanced arms that are really costly in EN. That'd be justifiable. It's kind of weird. Kind of weird. Oh no, I'm a ghost. What's up, True Jim Jam? What up? No viewers. Oh no, I'm a ghost. Oh, I have one viewer now. Thank you, True Jim Jam. Let's see here. All right, what else? Let's moving on. Let's see. Next on the list is actually the Basho bipedals. So we're moving into the legs. So we're all done with these. Basho bipedals. Boom. Never really truly been a fan of these legs, to be honest with you. So let's see what they did to them. Increased jump distance. 150. Okay. I see you. Nice. I like it. Am I going to use these legs in more of my builds? No, but it's nice for people who are using it. I got a friend of mine, he's got a build called Bushi. I don't know why he calls it Bushi. Maybe he meant bougie and didn't know how to spell it. I don't know. But he runs the Bashos on it, I believe. And it's a really, really cool build. So, yeah, just to let you know, man, the jump distance increased. That's fun. Moving on. Next on the list is the Melander C3s. These are one of my favorite legs in the game. So I'm hoping I don't look at my other screen and see that they got nerfed. Increased jump distance again. Yeah, this used to be in the 120s. So cool. Yeah, I'm down. I'm totally down. Thank you for buffing my favorite. They're my favorite legs statistically, but as far as playstyle goes, I'm more of an Alba Nocturhire kind of guy. Speaking of the Devils, we do have a Nocturhire. Looks like they nerfed the Nocturhire. So we're scrolling all the way down here. These two stayed the same. Nocturhires. Attitude stability. Oh my gosh, it used to be $6.99 if I remember correctly. They nerfed these things. And oh my god. They nerfed the crap out of these things. Holy crap. Ugh. They're really trying to get people to stop using the notch dryers. Oh man. That's actually pretty sad. I love these legs. Oh no. I'm devastated. I'm devastated. Okay, let's see what we got here. I did not know you were on, Jim Jam. So I can only see my right now because I've got both my screens pulled up. I've got. I guess I could probably run this from here, maybe. I could maybe see. Let's see here. Boop. And see now I can't see my chat. So yeah, I can't see how many viewers I actually have. So I'm sorry. Sorry if I offended you. Anyway. Moving on. That's my apologies. Let's see here. I need to get a third screen. I'm gonna have to justify. I'm gonna talk to my fiance right now about getting a third screen, just so I can see how many viewers I have. Let's see here. All right. So where was I? We're not there. We're on the Noctrihire bipedals. Decreased AP. No. Oh man. Yeah, they're nerfing these things into the ground now. I feel like oh man, I'm upset. I've got a buddy of mine who's gonna be destroyed at this news. But I mean, his core did get a buff, so we'll see how his build. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna actually look at his build right now. I have it. I'm just gonna display it for all the world to see. When does his build even still work? It looks like it does. Oh my god, his attitude stability is atrocious. Oh my gosh. Ooh. Yeah, that was a huge hit for him. Oh man. Yikes. Okay, well, moving on. Moving on. We're just going to load up, we'll just load up a regular old loader 4. And we'll strip it again. Bloop. Strip. Alright, cool. Anyway, we are in the legs. It's right about here. Yeah, that's about where we left off. So, VE42A bipedals. These guys. Another set of leg parts I never really use. So, I'm not really offended. But I do see a lot of people playing these in multiplayer back when I used to play a lot of multiplayer. So, let's check this out. All right, what did you do? What did you do? Decreased AP. 5,700. Okay. Okay, sure. Yeah. Decreased anti-kinetic defense. Okay. Why? That doesn't make sense. Decreased every single defense. All of them. These things weigh 31,000 plus kilograms. Why are we decreasing APs on things with that kind of weight? Like, that's the whole point of having heavyweight builds, is to have AP and defenses. Why? Not justifiable. I'm mad at you now. Again, From Software. Tally up another anger point for me. Whatever. What do I know? I've only been playing this game for 20 plus years. I've said that already, but whatever. Anyway, let's see what else we got. The desserts are the next ones on the... Nope. Yep, the desserts are the next one on the list. These ones. Another set of legs I rarely use. Not really a heavyweight kind of guy. Decreased AP. Why? They're 27,000 kilos. But okay, yeah, sure. Decrease it away. And decreased energy defense and explosive defense. In my heart of hearts, I know you're wrong. But my brain is logically saying that you decrease these to make them more balanced? Question mark? I'm not against the defense drop. I am against the AP drop. But whatever. I don't matter. Fermizes. Bipedals. These guys. Increased jump distance. 155. Okay. Wow. Yeah, that's awesome. That's actually kind of huge for lightweights. Cool. Would have actually liked to see maybe a little less EN load or a little more stability. But yeah, sure. Give me extra jump. Yeah, why not? All right. Whatever. The Albas, increased jump distance. Cool. These are one of my favorite legs in the game. So good to see that they got a little bit of a buff. So yeah, I think the jump distance used to be like 128 or something like that. So yeah, cool. What's next? The F Miras are the next ones. Right here. Let's see what we got here. F Mira increased jump distance again. 144. All right, cool. Would have liked to see the EN load go down, because that is just holy crap. But these are some pretty well balanced legs. I don't know. I can't really knock them. So, all right, yeah, justifiable, I guess. Whatever. You guys don't tell me, you guys. Okay, so the next legs that got a buff are the K-Swars. These guys. Okay, what'd you do? Increased load, justifiable, 100% justifiable. These things were carrying less weight than the Noctra hires. I mean, come on. They weighed like how much more than the Noctra hires? Like 2,000 pounds more, and they couldn't carry as much as them. That didn't make sense. Glad to see it. Glad some From Software did that. Yeah, cool. Definitely makes those more viable leg. I'm fine with it. Spring Chickens. These guys, this is actually, for RJ's, these are my best friend's favorite legs. He loves them. I actually prefer the Mind Betas, but he likes these ones. Let's see what they got. Increased attitude stability. Definitely necessary. Yes. All of the RJ's need an increase in stability. I'm sorry. They all do. Every last one of them. But it makes the most sense for these ones because they are the heaviest. So, thank you, I guess. Lammergeier Tetrapod. Oh, no. I just built and perfected a Lammergeier build. And you're going to go ahead and tell me, okay. What did you do? You decreased stability. I can see that already. Yep. Very first thing, decreased attitude stability. It used to be like 990, 995, something like that. Not too big of a hit, but definitely noticeable. Especially when you're, getting blasted in the face with a bazooka. Reduced max movement speed while hovering. Fine. That's going to absolutely destroy my Lammergeier build. I literally just built it. I was like, you know what? I'm going to branch out and stop building bipedals, and I'm going to build me, ironically, a Fortaleza. That looks like a buff, though. Okay, so I don't build a whole lot of like tanks and a whole lot of like tetrapods. So I just started doing it literally last week, and they came out with this update, and they nerfed one of my favorite tetrapod builds that I had. So I've got this tetrapod build. I'm going to actually feature him in an episode of Core Concepts because he's a lot of fun. I've got this tetrapod build over here called Zuka. One of my favorite builds. 2 bazookas, a shield shooter, and plasma missiles. So much fun on this thing. Maybe if I alter his playstyle a little bit because his core did get buffed. I don't know. Well, I'll have to play around with it. I'll have to play around with this build. But, yeah. Upsetty spaghetti that they messed up my Lammergeier legs. That kind of sucks. Moving on to the Fortalezas. The wheelchair build, the wheelchair legs, as it's called a lot. Increased AP. Let's see if I agree with that. They are tank legs, so an increase in AP does make sense. I know that they decreased the stability on them in the last patch. So I'd like to see these at least 850 875 for stability. This is just uncalled for at 822. I mean, literally they're 24,000 pound cats and they got slightly better than the freaking Albas. Slightly better than I guess not as good as these bipedals. And come on. Statistically, 24,000 kilos versus 17,000 kilos, and you're telling me that this has better stability than a tank? Come on, man. Moving on. I'd like to see this at least 875 now that I look at it again. Honestly. And maybe nerf the speed on these and not the Lammergeyers that you just came out with. How about that, From Software? Like, where was the logic there? Increased AB thrust. Okay. Okay. They were decent. If I remember, I think they were like 84, so they upped it by like 200. Fine, whatever. Moving on to the inner parts, almost to the end of the change update. Almost to the end there. Let's see here. I can't equip them because I have these legs on. That's unfortunate. Let's go ahead and put these stock legs back on. Moving on to boosters. Let's see what we got here. I'm going to equip the Kikakus. Let's see if they got a buff or a nerf or anything. Doesn't look like they did. Okay, the boosters, the 06 speeds, these guys right here. Boom. They got a melee thrust boost. Justifiably so with that melee consumption. Justifiably so. I'm happy to see that. Because I love these boosters. I use these in a lot of builds. The Flugels increased melee attack thrust. It was like 12,000 before. Like 12,600. That is... I want to say they're pushing melee. I want to say they're pushing melee builds. That is actually kind of huge. They are definitely pushing melee. We've got the Flugels that have a 20k QB reload time of half a second, QB reload weight, ideal weight of 73,000 kilos. That gives you so much room to play. And a melee attack thrust of 13,000 now? That is huge, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my gosh. Okay, Berziels, decreased QBEN consumption. Okay. 630 is actually a decent number there. 18, I guess justifiable. If you're only putting out 18,000 pounds of QB, and that's justifiable. I'm down with it. Good job, From Software. Good call. Can we please get some of the Berziel's AB back a little bit, though? Like, just a little bit. Like, make it like 95, 9450. That'd be cool. You know, make AB great again, you know? Make the Berziel great again? Oh, man. BC 0600 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's these. Boom. Let's see here. Increased AB thrust. Okay, cool. That's what you should have done to the Berziels, but I suppose putting them in the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5s is okay. Yeah, why not? Close enough, right? They're right after the Berziel, so yeah. So close. Gridwalkers, increased melee attack thrust. Ooh, yeah, that's good. I love it. So I love the Gridwalkers. I use them in a lot of my builds. I'm so glad they didn't touch this. This makes me happy. Upward thrust and upward consumption. I actually wish this was a little bit low. I wish this was like 630. That'd be cool. But anyway, or 633. That'd be cool. Maybe even 634, 635. But like just somewhere a little closer to these numbers. That would make these so great for like an aerial attack. I love yo-yoing my opponent. If you guys understand the term. So like I like going up in the air and then down, up in the air, and these are great for that. The ascension rate with this upward thrust being 63,000 or 6,300. Thank you, brain. pounds of thrust. That's awesome. That makes me happy. Anyway, moving on. The gills. Increased AB thrust. Not what the gills needed. Not what the gills needed. This is what the gills needed. They needed QB thrust. They need to be at least 19.5. They do. Maybe add a little weight to them. Make this 19.5. You got a great all-around booster. But other than that, I don't care about EB thrust. I mean, I know a lot of the higher-end players do because they utilize its, like, I think 20% negation and stability and damage or something like that. I don't care to use it very often. It's not what I do. But you do you, boo. You do you. All right, what else we got here? Moving on to FCS. Okay, cool. I know I had a brief preview of this update, of this patch. Talking to some buddies of mine, they let me know it even dropped. I didn't even know it was dropping. I had no idea it was even dropping. So that's why I kind of scurried to get this together. But moving on into the FCS, I know these FCSs got some big boosts. Okay, so first FCS to get a boost is the Abbott, which is an awesome FCS to begin with. Wow. Okay, let's see what we did here. Increased close range assist. That is correct. It used to be 70. So that's good. We've got a medium range assist. Yeah, I think this used to be 35. So awesome. Good to know. That's in a lot of my builds. So good to know they got boosted like that. The Talbot, another one I use very, very often. Closer. Let's see here. This one get increased close. Yep. This used to be 63. I want to say it's now 65. And I think this used to be 50. Let's see here. They increased this. They increased all of these, actually. I think they upped them all by 2. That's kind of what it looks like. I could be wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think they increased these by 2. All right. VE21 Bravo. Oh, 21A. No. Okay. Increased close range assist. I mean, yeah. Oh, my God. Wow. Very, very viable FCS now. Ooh. Yeah. Okay, I'm happy about this. This is cool. I know I'm making a lot of oohs and ahs, and it sounds like I'm being sarcastic, but I'm not. I'm actually fascinated. Look at that long range assist. I don't normally fight in long range, but if I did, 90, that's like instantaneous, man. That is an instantaneous lock and correction. That's so cool. All right, cool. So yeah, it looks like they upped the close range assist on this one, the medium, and decreased the EN load. Cool. Nice. That's pretty big. That's big. I want to play with this FCS more than ever now. Looks like they did increase the 21 Bravo as well. So let's see what we got here. Increased medium range assist and increased long range. Oh my God. Again, these are like near instantaneous. I think this is the FCS my friend was looking at. And he was like, look at these stats. This is crazy. And I'm reacting kind of the same way because I didn't really look. I just kind of like overheard what he was saying. That's cool, man. That's cool. That's super cool. So yeah, definitely more of a viable FCS, more variation in usage. That's cool. Moving into generators. That's it. Nothing else got touched. Generators. The Yeba is the first one to get hit. What did you do? Let's see what they did. Let's see here. Yeba. Scrolling down. The Yeba. Okay. Increased EN cap. Okay. Cool. Increased EN recharge. Ooh, yeah, this used to be dead on 1,000, so they increased it by 86. Nice. Okay, cool. I'm down with it. I love the Yeba. I use it. I actually use it a lot, and a lot of my friends are like, why do you use that? Why don't you use the Hokushi or the Ming Tang? Why do you use the Yeba? Look at these stats. Like, look at the weight, the EN output, and now the EN cap, and the EN recharge, dude, and the post recovery, dude, this thing is actually on fire now. I love this generator now. It fit my fight style before. I bet you it's going to fit even closer into my fight style now. So I'm glad to see it. Next one is the Hokushi. It looks like it got the same treatment. Yep, EN recharge. Did that? Yeah, it went up because it used to be in the nines. It used to be like 980 something. So yeah, that's awesome. That makes it, I know this is a wildly popular generator in my friend group. We use it in a lot of builds, and I've seen a lot of other players use this whenever they beat me, and I check to see what they're using. They're using this generator. So this is actually pretty huge. So yeah, so it got an EN cap increase, which is nice, and an EN recharge increase, which is nice because that's what generators are supposed to be able to do. And it's actually justifiable too because this thing weighs 7,000 kilos. That's nuts. Nuts. I go between pounds and kilos, and I do apologize about that. I am an American. I do understand that there is a big difference between a kilo and a pound. But I am an American, so I will say pounds. And I'm not talking money for you British people. That's not what I'm talking about. I know you guys know that. I know you're smart enough to know that, but I'm just trying to clarify. I'm an American dude, so I say pounds when I'm talking about weight a lot, even though I do mean kilos. And I try to say kilos because I know that's actually more correct since this game is a Japanese game and is made in Japan and they use kilograms, so it makes sense. But anyway, I digress. I do apologize if I use them interchangeably. That's not what I actually mean. I know they're not the same thing. Any Hoosier, off that soapbox, we are moving on to where the Hokushi EN recharge. Yep, awesome, awesome, awesome. Ling Tai. The Ling Tai. This little guy. What did you guys do here? It's an EN cap increase. Yeah. I could tell just by looking at it because it used to be dead on 2,000 because it used to be 2,000 and 2,000. So they increased the EN capacity by 240. I'm at a freeze frame right now in real life. That is crazy. Okay. That's awesome. That's awesome. I have a build that actually uses this. And I literally built it just for this generator. So that's actually kind of fun. Good to know. They decreased the EN recharge. Did you? Wait, what? Hang on. Oh, okay. I see. I was looking at the wrong one. Whew. So they just increased the EN cap on here. Okay, cool. I was going to say, that does not seem right. All right, moving on to the Ming Tang, which is another generator I use very often. I can already tell you this is up. Just by a quick glance, this is up. This used to be, what, 1,250? So they increased it almost 200? That's nuts. That's nuts. All right, cool. Let's see here. What did the Ming Tang get? It got an increase in EN cap. Yeah, because this doesn't look right. I think they increased it by like 40. No, they increased it by, this used to be 2,900. If I remember correctly, it used to be 2,900. So they increased it by 240. 240 units. This is definitely up from 1,250 units. So that's awesome. And they increased the EN output. I don't remember what the EN output used to be. I think it was somewhere along the lines of like 3,300. So increased by 10, which isn't really that big. I could be wrong, but I think that's what they did. That's huge news for me. I use this generator a lot. So cool. Cool. The Santai is on the list. Oh, I know some people are going to be devastated. I actually have a few builds that use this generator. So, yeah, I could tell the EN recharge is already down. I could just, yeah. I noticed it without even seeing it. Yep. It decreased EN recharge. Yeah, you guys did. Yeah, you did. Oh, man, that sucks. Okay. Yeah, that hurts my feelings a little bit. EN, what else did you guys do? Decreased supply recovery. Oh, that was already pretty low to begin with. I think it was like 555 or something like that. That was already kind of low to begin with, so that's not a huge hit. EN output, 32. Okay. Yeah, I think this used to be like 33 something. Wow. That's kind of devastating. I've got a build called Ohm that uses electric weapons, and I'm not excited to see what he looks like right now. I guess they're trying to get people to not use this anymore. Anyway, VP20S generator. This little guy. Of all the generators in the game that needed a buff, this was definitely one of them. So let's see what they did. Increased EN cap. Yep, that's justifiable. Because it was almost not usable. I think it used to be like 2,400 or some crap like that. Almost not even usable. Like, you literally had to build craft specific to that generator to get it to work. It's crazy. You had to tailor make your AC, which is not how I like to do. I like to tailor make my weaponry to my AC combat style. That's where it's at. Anyway, 2620. Yeah, okay. I think it used to be like 2,400 or 2,450 or something like that. So yeah, that's justifiable. What else you guys do? EN recharge and EN output. Recharge, cool. Output, cool. Yeah, I'm down with all those things. Lightweight package. This actually might be a formidable generator now. They were using this generator a lot too in the for a while there in ranked. There was like this build where you had like it was like dual Ludlow or dual Etsugens and a shield, and they would run this generator with the Ming. I think what was it? The Ming Tang. Let's see here. Tian Quang, maybe? I can't remember the exact name of it. Brain. There it is. Yeah, Tian Quang. They'd run it with this and like some lightweight legs, and they'd be like really fast and like hard to stagger, and they'd just be able to keep dealing damage. It was actually kind of a fun build. I've got one very similar, but not quite. So that's good news for the VP20. Yeah, he needed a little love. Or she, whatever she happens to be. VP20C, what happened to you? Increased EN cap, increased recharge, and post-recovery. Nice. So this is a nice little generator package, and it seems to still be a nice little generator package. So that's nice. No nerfs, it looks like, on the 20C. So good. 20 Delta, the big boy, the big fat boy. Let's see what we got here. We got increased EN cap, EN. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I think if you weigh this much and your firearm spec is questionable, that it's wrong. Like, I think this is wrong. 88 on this, it's 10,000 units. Like, what the frick? Anyway. Moving on. Let's see here. 20A generator. Okay, so that's back down. That's down here. That's this guy. Increased EN capacity. EN recharge. EN firearm. Wow, this thing got a big buff. So we increased the EN cap. Because, yeah, that's true. That used to be like 2,500 dead. So you increased it by like 70. Let's see. Energy recharge. It used to be like 727. And now it's 787. So that's good. I think it used to be 727. Anyway. Firearm spec. Cool. I think it used to be like 117. Was it 117? Something like that. So that's good. And EN output, 31. Yeah, it used to be 3,100 dead, I think, on this one. So you increased by like 80. Cool. Ooh, looks like they touched the Coral generator as well. The big one. Oh, they nerfed its firearm spec. It used to be 105. Let's see. Yep, they nerfed it. And they nerfed the post-recovery EN supply. Yeah, this used to be 3,300. Now it's 3,100. What the heck? What? Why? That's upsetting. So it used to be you'd get basically 75% of your EN cap back after you ran out of energy. Because that's what Coral generators are good for. And now you get a little bit less than that. You actually get 66% back with this one. And like 70 with this one. But this one is more than twice the weight of this one. What? Like if you doubled this number here and made it 8660, and then you made this 6 and 4, we'd have way better statistics than this. That's kind of a bummer. That is honestly kind of a bummer. I don't know if that's justifiable. That kind of sucks. That's kind of a stupid. Whatever. All right, now we're moving into the player AC related fixes. So we're moving into the bug fixes. Okay, so this is actually kind of something that I'm just gonna load up one of my most basic honest builds here, which is probably gonna be Harv. He's very honest. He has one fight style, no tricks up his sleeves. He just tries to stagger you and then blast you with a grenade launcher. No big deal. So let's see what we got here. Fix an issue that occurs when equipping chargeable shoulder-mounted weapons and pressing shift control button while being staggered, resulting in any attack following the initial stagger to not incur a heavy stagger state on the player. I didn't even know that was a bug. I didn't know that was a bug. I don't know if I've ever accidentally gotten away with that, but I did not know that was a bug. And that actually explains a lot. Because sometimes I would stagger somebody and they would just be out of it. And I'm like, there's no way you've got that kind of attitude recovery. Okay, so that makes sense. Okay, during online play, fix an issue where players were releasing the guard button right before becoming staggered, which would cause subsequent attacks to not result in a heavy stagger state. I also didn't know that was a thing. So, good to know. Fixed an issue where hits would sometimes not register when attacking enemies using pulse armor, terminal armor with a melee weapon. These bugs that are getting fixed, I never even noticed. But, I mean, granted, I don't play online a lot, so maybe that's why. I only really play with friends. So maybe that's why I wasn't noticing them. I wasn't taking it as seriously. Oh, but okay. Yeah, I didn't know these were actual bugs that we had to deal with in rank. I moved away from rank because it was so buggy, and honestly because of the laser situation. And the fact that everybody uses the same builds. That's what upset me about. I never even noticed any of these. So fixed, what's the next one? Fixed an issue that caused melee attacks to not connect with enemies due to interactions with walls and terrain. Okay, cool. I think I have noticed that one before, where I would my enemy would run into a wall and then subsequently I would also run into the wall while charging them. Like it didn't track for some reason. So that checks out. It was like tracking the spot on the wall where they were and not exactly where they were going. I think I've experienced something similar to that. Fixed an issue that caused player AC to continuously float upwards after recovering from a fall out of the map area. I've never once experienced that, so that must be some really high-end stuff. Oh, that wasn't even online match fixes. That was just regular in general fixes. That must have been during gameplay or something. Okay. So maybe that's why I didn't notice it when I was with my friend. But online match-related fixes, let's see. In ranked matches, so only specifically in ranked matches, the change to rating S rank matches has been adjusted. Specifically, the number of matches required for the rating value and even out has been increased. I thought it was ridiculous to begin with, and they increased the number. Okay. This is to avoid players being repeatedly demoted, promoted shortly after reaching S rank. Oh, I see. So it's the amount to be adjusted, so forward or backward. Okay. That's kind of cool. Okay. Fix an issue that, under certain circumstances, player not subject to rank resets would be unable to progress past rank up results phase. That is actually that happened to a buddy of mine. He was going into rank A and it reset him. And we were wondering why, and we thought it was maybe a patch, but it must have been the glitch that he experienced. All right, cool. Good to know. System-related fixes. Let's see what we got here. System-related fixes. I'm actually going to let you guys read along with me. I'm just going to close this out. Go ahead and drop out. Tab. Hopefully there's nothing embarrassing on my screen here. Switch source. Give me just a sec. I'll be right in with you guys. I just gotta swap my source real quick. I don't know why my software isn't letting me do that. There we go. Let's see if we can. Desktop media player. Let's see if it'll pop up with what I want it to show. Specified window is not in game. Okay, capture any full screen application. How about that? It's not capturing anything full screen. Okay. Why are you being such a jerk? All right, so my software will not let me do what I want to do because reasons. So I am going to go back to Armored Core and just play while I read. All right, heading back into Armored Core now. All right, let me pull up the. I was pulling that up. What is this thing doing? It's being so mean to me. There she goes. Now she's doing something. Okay, shoot. Okay, let's pull that back up. Let me pull up the. I'll just read this as I play. I mean, I'm pretty talented. I don't know if I'm talented enough to do that, to be honest with you. System-related fixes. Fixed an issue that caused the game to crash after customizing an AC via the assembly menu. I've ran into that so many times. Oh my gosh. I run into this issue where I'm glad it's the game because I've been thinking it's my hardware. Like, I've been thinking about buying a new CPU. So, like, I'll be here, I'll get done building, I'll go into AC data, and then I'll just, like, scroll up and down really fast, and it'll just be like, bloop, it'll just turn off. Like, so I'm so glad that they fixed that. Hopefully that helps me out a little bit. Fixed an issue where sometimes occurred after applying weathering paint, resulting in graphical abnormalities as well as game crashes. Never really ran into that, but then again, I don't really run weathering on a lot of my builds, so that's not really a big deal. Steam version related fixtures. Okay, that's me. Fixed an issue where in-game movies would not play and PC's sound device was disabled. Okay, that's odd. What else we got here? Fixed an issue where pressing Alt-Enter to change screen mode would result in system menu graphics not being selectable. That's fun. That's fun. What else we got here? Fixed an issue that caused the key icons to show within input device setting. Play correcting. Wouldn't display the right length. I've never run into that. Apparently there was other bug fixes too. Okay, cool. If the question is, was I playing the game against Freud while reading that? The answer is yes. I mean, I'm okay at this game. I'm really better at you know, the computer, like the PvE, not necessarily PvP. All my friends beat me in PvE, so or PvP, I'm sorry. But yeah, really, really interesting patch notes. It didn't quite go the direction I wanted it to go for patches. Like, they missed out on a lot of opportunities this patch. I really feel like they need to more focus on balancing rather than like balancing the weapons and a lot of the parts. But I mean, yeah, I do overall feel like it's a step in the right direction. So that being said, I think I am going to log off for the day. Thank you so much for viewing. If you tuned in, respect. Thank you. Please like and subscribe if you liked what you saw. If you're already liked and subscribed, thank you. I am going to go ahead and close this out.